And welcome back to episode 2 of the Philosophy Podcast. Thank you so much for everybody who's coming back to us. Those of you who are new, don't go watch episode 1. Make episode 2 your first episode, and let's get right into it. So let's look at this whole entire week and the prior week. First and foremost, let's go right off of it. When the night that we launched, we had Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul, a match for cash. So here's what I was thinking about as we're watching this fight. Really wasn't even a good fight. Not a lot of hits were being thrown by Logan Paul. He was kind of hugging Floyd Mayweather like he was his grandma that he hasn't seen in a year or something. But what got me the most about this fight is that they had no judges, and they came out with that a couple days before this fight, okay? So what did that tell you? What are we going to really wait for? Will there be a real winner? Because why is Floyd Mayweather going to put his whole entire career out on the line to go against a guy like Logan Paul? So got me thinking as we're watching the fight, the more rounds that they go, the more money that they're making. As I said, a match for cash. And when it ends, after 8 rounds, we end in a tie. Was this match really set for boxing, or was it just a quick cash out for both these guys? I'll let you guys think about that. The other fight that happened this week was the TikTok versus YouTube. First and foremost, Taylor Holder, he wasn't even fighting. He was high in his face the whole entire time, like a sissy la-la, getting ready to get hit, but, he's just covering up his face the whole entire time. It was always like he's playing peekaboo with somebody. That's exactly what it looked like. And then, we look at the Bryce Hall fight. Absolute waste of money completely. Didn't even, I don't think, make it towards the 4th round. I mean, he just got the shit kicked out of him. It's bullshit. We'll get into no more bullshit in a couple minutes. But I've got some great guests lined up for today's episode. It's a really nice day out, so you know what? Let's head on outside and stay with us, and let's get booming. Welcome back to the podcast on episode 2. I'm your host, Phil Bacacci, and boy, am I excited to have a great group of guys with me today. Sitting across from me is Grant Pallokat, recently named a state champion as the member of the Don Bosco Prep Lacrosse team. Grant will be attending the University of Southern California in the fall. Next to Grant, he's short, he's fast, and he's lefty. No, he's not Brett Gardner, he's Dylan Auerbach, but he plays lacrosse at Trinity College. Lastly, next to me is Jake Auerbach. Many call him Doctor, others call him Dylan. He plays lacrosse at Muhlenberg College, as I stutter. Boys, welcome back to the pod.
Thanks for having us, Phil.
No problem. So, all right, we were just talking on the topic of space, okay?
Yeah.
With, golf balls, the orbit, because I hit my golf ball to the moon, Doge to the moon.
Cap.
So, Dylan, where were we?
Let me chime in on this,
please.
This stupidity. So, if you think about how you break into the orbit of Earth, right? You go in the atmosphere and you land on the flat surface of Earth. It's the same thing on Mars. If you look at any Mars picture, you look at the rover pictures, it is on a flat surface.
But do you really believe that we actually landed on Mars, or you think it's one of those hoaxes?
I believe that. I think we did. But it's also if you look at the pictures, you see the whole atmosphere. You're not like this. You're on the exact same flat surface as there's on Earth, on any other planet. It's just like the moon. You're not landing on the outside of it. You're landing on the surface. So I don't know where you guys are so confused.
The moon is definitely where you land and you go around.
You guys should watch a YouTube video on space, or maybe
I watch plenty.
You watch, listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson, anyone like that, and he'll explain to
listen
you all
to
that.
me, and I'll tell you that
I'm good. I'm gonna pass on
Mars
that.
and the moon are the same thing.
No, it's just dumb.
Oh, I have another topic to talk about space-wise. So I was watching Doctor Strange. Shout out Dr. Stephen Strange of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And if you ever think about space, the planets are floating in nothing. How crazy is that we are a planet just floating in the middle of nothingness? Space is a vacuum. It's nothing. But my thought was always, think about this. We've made so many great achievements in space. We've been to the moon. We have rovers on Mars. We have the International Space Station orbiting the Earth constantly. Humans on that.
Right.
But think about, there's so much more of space that we've never explored. We don't even know how big space is. What if there's another galaxy? What if there's a black hole that takes us to a different universe that has a similar or the exact same solar system as us? A planet functioning just as Earth does. And those people that live on there, that are humans, are so much more evolved, so much more advanced than us. They have the cures for all the diseases. They have different cars. They have cured all the problems that we face. No global warming. Nothing. Or, what if there's a civilization that is just so much farther behind us? But they know about us, but they don't want to talk to us or communicate with us. That's what gets my gears turning.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's definitely
There has to be
another.
life. There
Yeah,
has
there's
to be
got to be
life.
life somewhere else.
What do you think, Dylan? I kind of agree with that. I think there is like another like dimension out there.
We don't know.
You know,
We just don't know yet.
Phil,
We don't
my
know.
thoughts on this are.
It's just like the alien thing.
There's
You know, they
the
saw like
UFOs.
they saw the UFOs.
There's 100%
you know?
other life in this world or the galaxy, and you talk about like other dimensions stuff. There's black holes, there's wormholes that you can't explore because you don't know what's gonna happen to you, and they can bring you into the future or into the past, in, like different times. But like you can't really explore it because you don't know what's gonna happen.
We can't explore it yet.
Yeah, we don't have the technology for it. So you can't really like squash the idea, but there's no aliens. There's obviously life. There was life. You could think there's life on Mars. They're finding things like there was always life on other. I think there's always.
That's where my hair gel comes from.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be life, but maybe not humans, but in a different type of and like animals or whatever the hell you want to call aliens. So that's my thought.
Exactly. We got Pitbull.
Yeah, Brian.
Dad, what's up? We're filming his podcast.
What?
We're filming his podcast, and you're screaming.
You want to come say hi?
Yeah, you gotta come back now. So
All right, wrap it up. It's live.
you don't have to interrupt the whole thing. You could have just walked in.
He was not gonna stop.
We can
Can
cut
you cut
that
that
out.
out?
Okay. All right. But yeah, I think that there's got to be like something else out there. There has to be.
I agree.
You know, I mean, just ask Winter and Sky, the golfing brothers.
No, they know.
Right? They know.
They know something we don't.
Oh, they definitely do. Okay, so let's just cut right now to No More Bullshit. And welcome back to No More Bullshit. As you see the bullshitting right behind me. Still don't have a name for it. Somebody said El Jefe or Joe. I don't know what we were going to name this thing yet. But right now, it's just the bullshit, the bull. So right off the bat, no more bullshit. Here we go. If anybody here goes to Starbucks as much as I do, because I go to Starbucks maybe twice a day, maybe once a day in the morning, pretty big deal of the day. Got to get your day off going right with Starbucks. But first and foremost, I keep messing up my orders. And the reason why is because first they run out of straws, right? Because first they're like, we can't have straws, paper straws. But again, the cups are plastic. So that's bullshit right off the bat. The largest part is plastic. So it just doesn't make any sense. But again, they're running out of their product left and right. Now, why is this happening? Is it because nobody wants to work because we're paying people in our country to be poor? Quite frankly, yes. How do you run out of an iced caramel macchiato? I mean, if they run out of frappuccinos or pink drinks next, I mean, the girls are going to go crazy. They're probably going to boycott Starbucks, maybe start throwing bricks into Starbucks. It's crazy because no one's going to Dunkin' because Dunkin' is not good. America doesn't run on Dunkin'. I think America runs away from Dunkin' at this point. It is just a waste of money at this point. And then I was looking at this other thing the other day. We're going to talk about it throughout the podcast. Going to talk about it right after this, actually. A man in California, 36-year-old man, Nate Ripley, who identifies as a 6-year-old, quote-unquote, absolutely crushed a game-winning home run, hold on, at a local T-ball game. And he won the championship for his team. Can you imagine your kid or you or somebody you know is 6 years old, they're playing in a T-ball game, and this 36-year-old comes up and hits a game-winning home run in T-ball? I mean, it's not like he's playing like with 4th and 5th graders where maybe they could get him out. T-ball. What does our country come to? That's bullshit. I saw a quote the other day that really kind of got me. And it goes like, life is just like trying to find your phone. Most of the time, it's in your hands. That's not bullshit. I like that quote a lot. There's so much out in front of us that you could just grab with your hands. The key to your success could be right here sometimes. Let's send it back outside to our guests. That's today's episode of No More Bullshit. So Grant just had to leave us because he's got Tournament of Champions. So actually, when this thing launches, we might know if they won or not.
Yeah.
And if they didn't, if he misses practice, what if it's our fault?
That would be the podcast fault.
Yeah, it could be the podcast's fault. Kings on Crocker.
Yes, sir. The 3 Kings on Crocker, baby.
Okay, so, all right, so in my episode, No More Bullshit, the one big thing that I focused on, you see this guy, this man, I'm sure we could put the photo up. I sent the link out before to everybody. A grown man identified to play in a children's T-ball game and hit
Oh,
the
yeah, you said this
game-winning
before.
home run.
Bomb, baby, bomb.
Did you see that?
Yeah, you said us that. Yeah.
Like, what is wrong? Like, what is wrong with people?
What's wrong with the world?
This
now?
world is going downhill fast, Phil.
Right?
Downhill fast.
It's on a huge decline.
Yeah, big time. That's
Huge.
just
We should,
That
all,
is
we,
like
should
so-
all, we should all identify 6-year-olds and play. In
We
20.
should.
that's
That'd be
some BS.
sick.
That's some BS.
That's some bullshit.
That's some bullshit right there. Put the bullshitting up behind me. That's bullshit. What we're also trying to name the bull. So I mean, I asked a bunch of questions the other day to people, and the names. I'm just trying to get like a really good name for it.
El Jefe.
El Jefe was a good one.
I like
Jefe. El Jefe.
Pablo.
El Jefe the bull. Or Pablo the bull. What else do we have? Okay, so here's another thing that we were discussing the other night. And it was, Dylan, you were kind of talking about like the college, and like your like people's like lives, like like with this podcast, people keep coming up to me and going like, oh, like dude, like you're gonna be like the next, like, do you want to be like the next Joe Rogan or like the next like Bryce Hall? First of all, I could beat up Bryce Hall in a fight if I took him on.
100%.
Did you guys actually see that fight?
Yeah,
Like
he
I
sucks
did
at
not watch
boxing.
it.
he got
It was
crushed.
funny how he claimed he was not a fighter at the end, but
Yeah.
the day before, 2 days before, he said, I'm a real-time fighter. I've been in over 40 street fights. I'm like, buddy, can you shut up?
Exactly.
There's BS.
It was a bad fight. I don't think that the whole thing. It was so overhyped compared to what it was. It was really bad fighting.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. Yeah, it was awful.
So you know what? If Bryce Hall sees this, he probably won't. I'm challenging him to the fight. So we're gonna
We'll
clip
promote
this,
it.
Promote
Let's go,
it.
UFC gym.
UFC gym. Here we come. Rich Robinson.
Shout out Rich Robinson.
Shout out Coach Rich.
Go,
Yep.
Love you, Rich.
We'll have Warren, my chiropractor, because my back's gonna be
Dr.
killing
Shout out
Warren
me.
Jacoby
Jacoby.
Chiropractic as well.
We love those guys.
Waldwick, New Jersey.
Also, happy birthday to Liam Kelly.
His birthday today?
Well, his birthday's on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
But birthday weekend.
Happy
so.
birthday, Liam. We love you.
Love you, brother.
There we go. But okay, so back to what we were talking about. Everybody, keeps saying, "Oh, like, do you want to be like the next Joe Rogan?" Or like with Coach, we won our championship again the other day. No big deal. Which ring's my favorite? The next one. Everybody asks me, "Oh, you're gonna be like the next Bill Belichick?" I'm like, no. I go like, I hate that mindset. Like, oh, you're gonna be the next this person. Like, no.
Yeah.
Guess what? Bill Belichick lost 3 Super Bowls, but he also won a bunch. I don't want to lose. Joe Rogan's bald. I don't want to go bald.
You might go bald with all that hair product in your hair.
Who knows? I truly believe that, like, that's a mindset that so many people, like, just don't have. It's like, no, be who you are, and that's how you'll be successful. Like, I was talking to you the other day, right? I bought these new cigars, and, there's 2 different types of them. There's the one that says number 1 and the one that say number 2. There's a little bit of a difference between the both of them, right? The reason why I don't like number 2 is because my mindset has never be number 2. Always be number
Exactly.
1. Rule number 1, don't be number 2.
Yeah.
I like that.
Right? You like
Yeah,
that
apply
one?
that to every little aspect of your life.
Exactly. And that's kind of, just like boom. But okay, so can you explain to us like what we were talking about, like the college thing the other
Yeah,
day?
I think what were we talking about, like different scenes in school, like that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing, like if you think about COVID, and you go down south, you can see everyone having a great time, and you look up north, and it kind of sucks. It's all locked down. But it's like even still, like people down south are having a great time. They're able to do whatever the hell they want. But I was up north. I was in Connecticut, and it's like, damn, like how am I gonna be able to like be my best self at school when I can't go out, I can't meet people, I can't socialize, but you find your ways. If you want to be the best, you work hard in school. If you play in a sport, you play your sport and you grind. You go through the academic part, you go through the athletic part, and then you'll meet people throughout. I mean, you'll meet people in school, but it's about like you talk about like networking yourself too, like that aspect, like in the world, like getting a job in the future, trying to be the best in school, pushing yourself to meet people, and hopefully they see the best in you, and you have to put like your best foot forward and your best self forward. That whole kind of thing. That's what I was really focusing at school in the fall and especially in the spring when I was playing lacrosse. And it's like it's just about like being your best and being your best that day. Sometimes it's not gonna be the full potential of
'cause
yourself.
It's so crazy the giant like change that happens, from high school. We talked the other night, we call it like high school magic,
Yeah.
Sometimes, you pull a bunny out of the hat. Sometimes the bunny's nowhere to be found. That's kind of the way I feel like high school works. It's either you
Yeah.
got the bunny in the hat or you just
Definitely.
don't have the bunny. There's a wasp. Oh my God.
Well, I definitely agree with
Problems
that.
with an outside podcast.
Leaving,
Yeah.
I think leaving high school presents you with a whole
I hate
different,
bees.
set of challenges, and we went through that. We all went through that, and I think it's good for people to hear that you're not alone in that aspect anyway. But just being in a different place, meeting new people. Yeah, it's always best, like what Dylan said. Put your best foot forward. Try to present your best self each and every day, and work towards your goals. But that goes with also just meeting people. Like producer Tanner, I became friends with Tanner, throughout this year, and
Shalom, brother.
He works so hard. Yeah, shalom. He works so hard for this, and he's showing people, not only just his parents and his brother, he's showing all of us and the rest of the world that throughout his work he's getting stuff done and improving himself, and that's what we do.
Kid's
every
the
day.
real deal.
For
He's the
us,
real
and
deal.
Love you, Tanner.
Well, like, you know,
yeah, but no, it's just about working hard and showing what you can do, and I think that's the best part of, especially maturing and going through high school now into college. It's how you set yourself up for the rest of your life.
Yeah, because like when we both talked about, like let's get the podcast out. It's probably gonna be more of a YouTube show. Like this will be on SoundCloud but really this is a YouTube type
That's the best part. Though.
of thing.
YouTube's the best,
right? And people are like, oh, like why are you guys doing it? It's like it's not easy. It is not easy. We were working on this thing since January.
I mean, look at the set. It's a huge set.
We have a
Cameras,
great
lights,
set.
mics, everything.
And it takes a lot to even get on the camera. Like, a bunch of people always go to me, oh, yeah, I'll be on your pod. Okay, you want to do the podcast this week? This one with school and this.
No, it's a hard thing to do to get.
Yeah, everybody, wants to do it. But then when they're presented with the opportunity, they're like, oh.
Because some people just back down.
Yeah, they get
it's also
nervous.
about finding the right guests.
Exactly.
You want to make it interesting.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll go to that. Let's go right to this question. We were talking about this again the other night. We did a little bit of a practice pod. A lot of laughing. Dylan got sick.
Conversation.
Yeah. It was hysterical. If you go back in time, what would you do? Like, what could you change? Like, what would you do in time? Jake, I'll go to you first.
Well, I read this the other day. I think it was Magic Johnson, maybe. And, he's obviously super successful, but when he played for the Lakers, he signed this massive deal. It was like a 20-year deal. He wasn't making a lot of money compared to the rest of the NBA. And there's one company he didn't invest in was Starbucks. So I think for me, going back in time, I would invest in like one of those companies, Apple, Starbucks, Microsoft, and make a boatload of money from that.
Yeah, for me, it'd be a lot different. I'd go back to the time of Jesus Christ and the disciples and go chill with them and Moses and all them.
Can we put Jesus on a couch with them, you think?
Yeah.
Let's see if we could Photoshop him in. Nope.
No, we can't do that.
We can't do that, no.
But I would go back to the time.
Disrespectful to Jesus.
I go back to the time when Jesus was alive and like Moses. I go back to that time and see Moses part the sea and
Dylan's just in the back like, what's up?
yeah, like hey,
Let's
let's
take a
go.
selfie.
Yeah, exactly. I bring my phone with
Write
me.
the Torah and the Bible.
Yeah.
But I would do that. I think it'd be really cool and interesting and see what that was like back in the day and see if all that stuff is like legitimate. And yeah, so that's what I would do. What about you, Phil? What would you do?
Everybody was asking me, would you want to be somebody? Would you do this? I no. I would want to go back and create the movie The Wolf of Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Why, for the money?
The money's
The
sick.
experience, dude. That's what I was doing for.
Experience.
I would go back and be next to Jordan Belfort, but I wouldn't try to get arrested though. I'd be distant, but I'd work for Stratton Oakmont. I'd work in the office.
Didn't everybody get arrested though?
No, we played hockey with a kid, or I played hockey with a kid, and his dad, right out of college, that scene where all the college kids are coming in with their resumes and portfolios trying to get hired. He was one of those guys.
And they're throwing
that
the
got hired,
midgets.
and he was telling us
As a dartboard.
He was telling me that after work in the city that Jordan Belfort get a helicopter. They'd all get in the helicopter, fly to Atlantic City, go gambling, drinking, do all their stuff, and then go back home and then do it every freaking day. So I think that's pretty. I think I would actually, if I didn't invest in Apple, I would do that.
I like it.
The Pursuit of Happiness, I think that's what it's called. That movie, it's with Will Smith, and I mean he wanted to work on Wall Street simple for the fact of making money to support his family, but just the money aspect is pretty crazy. I think that would be pretty cool to make a boatload of money that way, and obviously live that life is pretty incredible as well. So yeah, I think I agree with Dylan on that one.
I remember I watched that movie. When you go to class and you gotta watch it piece by piece
Which one,
by
The Pursuit
piece.
of Happiness?
Yeah,
Such a good movie.
really, truly is
Shout
a
out
great
Willie
movie.
Smith, Fresh
Yeah.
Prince.
There's not a lot of actors anymore that are really that good anymore. I really feel too. I feel like Will Smith is one of those guys.
I feel like all the actors from our generation that we loved have gone older.
yeah.
So it's like Adam Sandler's older. Like Grown Ups, probably one of the greatest movies I think. All those guys are older now.
That's not even our generation.
Grown Ups? Yeah.
No, like Adam Sandler. They're not even our
Oh
generation.
yeah, but still, just a lot of those guys are gone now. So it's who's on the come up? I don't know.
As two golfers, U.S. Open is happening. Bryson DeChambeau declined to play with Brooks Koepka.
I hate Bryson DeChambeau.
I like him a little bit. I like Brooks more, but I like the way he's attacked the game, like his one length clubs and all that stuff.
I take that back actually. I don't hate Bryson, but he's got it. I just don't like his attitude.
I think Brooks would kick his ass.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
Oh, want to talk about the match?
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah,
Bryson,
let's definitely do it. Yeah.
and Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady. Roll Tom Brady, roll Phil Mickelson.
Love Tom Brady.
But yeah, I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers.
I do too.
I saw a video today. They had like did the interview thing with all the guys, and the guy who was hosting the interview was saying, there's an elevation difference where they're playing, so they're all gonna hit bombs. And Bryson goes, "Nah, I think only I will. Like, come on now, like that's my territory." Like BS. Like screw you, Bryson. Like it's a good question. It's a joke.
I mean, you can't say that to Phil Mickelson. He just won the
Phil
what did he win?
Mickelson's
PGA. He just won the
PGA, yeah.
Guy hit a 346
Oldest
yard
major
drive.
champ. How are you?
Sick.
So who do you think's gonna win the match?
I think Brady and
Yeah.
I've never seen Aaron Rodgers golf.
I think Brady and Phil.
Rodgers is good.
Is he?
Rodgers
Rodgers
is
is
good,
good.
but again, it's
Good
Brady
golfer.
versus Rodgers. I pick Brady every single time.
Yeah, he'll have 7
I,
Super Bowls.
I just love Phil and Brady. I think
Yeah.
that Phil's a.
I love Phil too. Phil's
Phil's
just
the
such a
goat.
great name too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm named after Phil Mickelson. I was gonna try to become a lefty golfer, but didn't work.
Swing
Yeah.
change, grip change.
Yeah, swing changed. The grip kind of changed. So that's kind of what I was at with that one. The other thing that I really also wanted to talk about, you talked about, the movie Wolf of Wall Street. I watched the movie Soul the other day.
Oh, Frankie! Shout out Frankie Monty, Holy Cross football player.
Yeah.
Always told me to watch that movie. I have not watched
Shout
it.
out
I
Nurse
watched
Frankie.
it the other day, and I was not a fan of it.
What's the movie?
Soul. It's a Disney
Soul.
movie.
Is it the animation?
yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Everybody knows, I feel like if you want to go watch a movie, you want to watch a movie and you don't want to be crying through the whole entire movie. Like, in our world today, there's so much bad things that happen. Why do we have to have these sad movies?
Well,
Yeah.
is that the movie with the kid eating the dumpling and the dumpling turns into a person?
I don't. I never
What?
saw the movie.
He
No,
like
he,
took a
like-
bite, or maybe it was an onion, and the onion starts crying.
No.
He takes the
No,
onion
that's
out and it
not-
grows,
No,
and it pops
he,
out legs.
no, he falls into a ditch.
Yeah, that's a different movie.
And he becomes like a soul and has to have another soul.
But it's cool. Frankie told me that it changes your perspective of life and your outlook on life.
I don't think it did. I don't think.
I'll watch it. I'll let you know.
Yeah, definitely.
I won't watch it.
He's not gonna watch it.
I'll watch it.
Maybe I'll watch it. And the new TV downstairs.
All right, so we've still got some more time to talk about some stuff. I know Liam Kelly's probably being like, you gotta say it, dude. So back to golf, right? Dylan, you know this because you've seen it happen. Jake, I don't know if you ever watched it happen, but there's a person at our club, right? Goes to IMG. Wonder how he made the team. Wears 2 gloves in the heat. Like, it's called a towel. If your hand sweats,
Wipe it off.
wipe it
Got
off.
slippery fingers. Needs no
Okay,
grip.
exactly. This kid, nobody else is on the range except for me. He's out there, and he comes right next to me and hits into my airspace. Speaking of space, wow, space is just
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, that kid. Phil and I, we've played enough times to see that kid. He and his dad out there. They're hitting 3 balls off the tee. They're putting 3 balls at a time, and you play behind them for long enough where you want to just drive your golf cart into them because they take so long. I mean, I respect the grind. I respect the hustle. The kid practices a lot. He's a pretty good golfer, but yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I don't really know what's up with that.
Yeah, so as I've got, the Kings of Crocker here, Grant had to go to practice, but you know what? It's called dedication because winners have to practice.
Shout out, Grant.
Winners aren't losers. I'm reading that book on the podcast today. It's going to be pretty funny later. When I'm back in the studio later, but we've got actually a bunch of really great guests lined up. I've got a professional gambler and a jeweler coming on,
Nice.
all in one. I feel like that's a really good thing
I
to.
think we're better, but good luck with that. Huh?
Exactly. We've got Ohio State football players. Your buddy Rich Robinson, who's going to train me how to fight
again,
Bryce
another
Hall.
shout out for Coach Rich Robinson. If you want premium training, go to the Anvil in Fairlawn.
And then we're really working hard to get these guys. If anybody knows them and wants to help us try to get them, Johnny Drinks.
Oh, Johnny Drinks would be a great guest.
You've been talking to him, right, over email?
Yeah, we've been
Hey
talking.
guys, check out TikTok for more on Johnny Drinks. Also,
Exactly.
Cool guy. Try to get him on the pod.
Yeah, he gave High Noons a really bad rating though the other day. I
What
didn't like
about
it.
Menery?
We're working on Bob Menery.
Menery. I know you guys are good friends.
Met Bob at the airport. Nice guy.
We have the photo.
Show the photo.
Jake actually FaceTimes me up on the plane, like, dude, Bob Menery is on my plane.
And Phil throws a panic attack. You gotta let me talk to Bob. Let me talk to Bob. I end up talking to Bob. It was a nice combo. I hand Bob the phone. Goes, Phil, you fucker. What's up, baby? Good
Yeah.
to see you. Miss you,
Well,
man. I'll call you later.
You know
Love
what?
you.
Like, gotta take control. Like the other day, right? Our buddy Grady's got prom going on. Our friend's mom comes and goes like, Phil, you're in charge of getting all these kids ready for the photos. I'm like, okay, this is my house. So our buddy's got this giant hill in his backyard. I get up on the hill. I literally looked like Moses, right?
Yeah.
Leading everybody
With the commandments.
down. I get up. Everybody, welcome to prom 2021. Thank you so much for coming. Not even my fucking house. Not even my town. Like 25
That's you,
minutes
Phil.
away.
You
But
lead
you
the
know,
show.
we took control. Leaders lead, and they had a good prom, I think.
Yo,
Yeah,
had a
great
good
prom.
Yeah, it was my first ever prom. It was awesome. Nobody told me I looked beautiful though, except like 2 people.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it would have been nice the other night if somebody told me that, but whatever. I think that's about it, guys.
Yeah.
Anything? Oh wait, I got one thing. What's your guys' favorite word? I saw this the other night. I had to look it up. What's your favorite word in the whole world? What's your favorite word? I felt like that's a really interesting thing. Not really interesting.
My
but kinda
favorite word
funny.
is onomatopoeia.
Mine's
ONOMATOPOEIA.
Mine is stethoscope. Not gonna spell it, but it's stethoscope. The doctor's stethoscope.
What's yours? Boom.
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 Red,
Wow.
white, and
Am I a
boom.
genius or what? Oh yeah. Never mind.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps up. Should we do the thing that we practiced on the other night?
We're down one guy.
We are.
I'll do 2 words.
All right. Thank you.
For watching.
Boom.
Thank you, Phil. Thanks for having us
Thanks,
today.
Phil.
Appreciate you,
it,
brother.
man. This is a pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you.